and welcome to the Power Up. I'm your host, Tami Hill Thomas. So glad that you're joining me today so that we can get equipped, educated, empowered, and elevated together so that we as difference makers can do just that and make a difference worldwide. Welcome to from our producers all around the globe. We're glad that you're joining us. Let's get started and jump right inside the news. Today, in this month of January, we want to elevate the number of disasters that are happening worldwide. Statistics have shown that a record number of disasters are totaling billions and billions of dollars statistically. January has been contributing to the severe winter storms that include heavy snows, ice storms, and blizzard conditions. They also cause the widespread power outages, transportation disruptions, and even property damage. So much that our neighbors, our family members, even we are experiencing throughout these harsh winter weather months. January is also when wildfires run rampant and when other countries, due to the experiencing high rate of flu and COVID, RSV, so many airborne diseases, including the common cold, elevate during these seasons. How important it is that we care for ourselves and for each other in these months, especially within the last few years, starting in the year 2023, we in America saw a number whopping high in a U.S. record, setting records for disasters and the amount of federal and local assistance that's needed. Remember, not only is it just that 911 responds, but you have to then get funds from your insurance companies to rebuild. Or maybe you're in a land right now where you're dealing with rampant flooding, or you're digging through 6 to 8 feet of snow. Oh, yeah. Or you're sadly experiencing wildfires and the effect of smoke in the air. Family, your health, your neighbors, your family members are number one. We want to remind you of how important it is to access the American Red Cross to get information on that will help you during these trying times. Severe winter weather and wildfires have been rampant, forcing thousands of blood donations to be uncollected. Think about it. If you were on schedule to donate those blood platelets and you can't make it through the snow to donate, then there's a deficit. They're not able to collect enough blood to use at hospitals for surgeries or to help those individuals who have regular blood transfusions. Or sadly, when there are those emergencies, those car accidents and things like that, where people have to be rushed and get a transfusion, well, the American Red Cross is begging for assistance. There's an emergency shortage of platelets. That's when you donate your blood. And do you know that your blood donation can save up to 7 lives? Just one bag of your blood because platelets reproduce. But not only do they need blood, they're urgently requesting those who have O negative and even B negative blood platelets. So if you fall in that category, there is a huge uncollected deficit where the American Red Cross is begging for you to please make your way to where you can be a donor. Go to www.redcross.org to learn more on how you can be a donor. And if you're old school like me, yep, you can pick up the phone and call. No limits to how we can be lifesavers. You can be the winner to help some little baby in the moment when they need that blood transfusion. You can call 1-800 Red Cross. What's more important is being people of action right now more than ever. Sadly, the death tolls rise during these winter months from those who experience hypothermia or from those who are caught off guard with these airborne diseases. Or they wait too long thinking they can cure it themselves. And when they finally get to the hospital and realize it's COVID, right? The question is, what can you do to be a difference maker? Redcross.org. They not only are begging for blood donations, but they need volunteers for the natural disasters that are being experienced throughout our nation. So, yes, you can also be the one standing there with a blanket, helping somebody who maybe just lost their home and everything they owned in a fire. Could you imagine how you, with your compassionate heart, can be the winner someone needs in that moment? The Red Cross needs you as a volunteer as well. And for those who are saying, well, Tami, I'm not really a hugger. I don't have time to be a donor. I just have all these things I can't do. That's all right. I got something for you too, because they also accepting cash. You can donate to the American Red Cross to help with the pampers and the supplies that they show up with when emergencies happen. And remember, that's a win-win because you can also write it off on your taxes. So, yes, redcross.org has many ways you can help. And I have one more for you. Did you know that the Red Cross offers classes? They train on emergency preparedness and different certifications you can even get through them to be a difference maker in your community. And of course, that all important CPR, first aid, AED certification. What to do if you're around someone whose heart stops pumping. Because one thing we need is a pumping heart. You can be skilled and educated in how to provide emergency response until the first responders get there. And the Red Cross is willing to train you. Family, come on, winner in you, and rise up and be a difference maker. Redcross.org, or you can call them at 1-800 Red Cross. We hope this information was helpful. One thing we know during these winter months with the rampantness of colds and all of the things that we deal with as weather shifts is how important it is to have someone readily available to help. Just know you could be that help. Consider becoming a difference maker today. And as we're talking about difference makers, y'all, I am extremely excited about the guests, the panel of those we're going to interview in a second. Oh, we've got a great surprise thanks to the producers of the Power Up. So don't go anywhere. Hold on. There's more after this. Welcome back to the Power Up family. It's me, your host, Tami. I'm so glad that you're joining me. Hey, let me tell you what we are in store for right now. Wow. One of the things our producers love to do with this show is elevate difference makers. Make sure that we're lifting people who, whatever their gifts are and talents, they're using them to help others in this world. And I'm so very glad to welcome to the Power Up today Robin, Jackie, Dewan, and Dr. Tanya, the amazing authors of the book Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder. I'm so thankful, ladies, that you're joining us. Dr. Tanya will pop in for in a minute, but for now, welcome to the Power Up. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. We're happy to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for your selflessness in this book. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so first, let me share just a little bit about this book and how powerful it is, being a collaboration of six powerful women, all of you in your different backgrounds, wherever you are around the globe, and how you all just come together to share your unique stories, your industry insights, empowering reflections. Also, you just explore what it means to be beautiful. Oh, come on. I'm excited about this dialogue. So let's start. Let's start. Robin, would you mind sharing where you are on the planet and what your chapter or your part in this book was about?
Well, hello, hello. Good day to everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to allow me to share. I'll be happy to share. I am Robin F. David, and I am excited to be on here to share. You want to know where I'm coming from? I'm here in Nashville. The question is Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, good old
Mhm.
Nashville. We're here, I'm right in the heart of Nashville. So it's a really cool place to be. Again, I'm a native of Dayton, Ohio, but I've been in Tennessee now for 20 years. So I have to give my home state a little shout out too, because might have some Ohioans on here to know me from Dayton, Ohio. But I've been living in Tennessee now, Nashville for now 20 years. I've been here. It's my second home. So happy to say that. Now, the other question, I'm here, and then being a part of this book, to tell a little bit about myself. Again, I am a best-selling Amazon uh, collaboration with these amazing women here with this anthology, but I'm also a two-time Amazon bestseller. So I have three books I've wrote, and this is my second time being blessed beyond measure to be with the right women at the right time. So I have three books, and this is my second bestseller, which we already said. I am an inspirational speaker. I am a holistic coach, a founder of the Golden Foundation. It's a memorial foundation in remembrance of Willie. And then also I empower women. So I want to talk about that. I've been empowering women for about 30 years. I've been in the industry, the beauty industry now. Got my license way back in the early 90s. So in 92, started this beautiful industry. And so self-care, I've been one of the self-care blazers. I started self-care back in 2000. So self-care and self-love is something that I guess I've coning it, or something. What I'm trying to say is a shake. I always call it corning it. Corning it is what I want to say. So I'm coining the term sacred balance. That's what I want to say, guys. I have to slow down, get excited. So I inspire women to really look in their whole self, at their nutrition, look at their fitness, look at what they're doing with their self-care habits every day. So I actually am known as the healing and wholeness activator. So I've always, when I get the opportunity to sit with women and I get to do their nails, I'm always like hearing the need of, I need to make time for myself. And how do I do that, Robin? So in these 30 years, I've been known to teach women to says take a few minutes with themselves, practice using holistic, clean products on their skin. And then I created recently a mobile business, which is Wellness on Wheels, which that's my new business. But when I started back in 30 years ago, being an educator is one of my favorite things about this industry. I'm not just going to do your nails and get your nails really pretty, but I'm also going to tell you how to take care of your nails and why it's important to take care of your feet. So Wellness on Wheels is about foot care. Presently, I'm focused on medical foot care, which is very big now because we got a lot of people who are suffering with chronic illnesses. So that's where Wellness on Wheels come. And back over 20 years ago, I started Knowledge College because I started working with manufacturers, going out teaching and training in the industry. So that's really where my passion really kicked in. So I started with all that good stuff, which helping women transform their life one person at a time by coaching with them, teaching or speaking with them. And a little bit about me, I'm a mother of 5 grown adults. I have 7 grandchildren. And I live, my mission is to help women embrace their potential and live in their truth. So that's basically how I got a part of this whole beauty is in the beholders, in the eye of the beholder. Excuse me. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, that's how I got here, and I'm really honored to be here with you all.
Oh, wow. Robin, you are a powerhouse. We are glad you are here and looking forward to hearing more from you. But Jackie, you got to tell us the same thing. Where are you on the planet? And what do you do? Help us learn the amazing author, Jackie.
Well, thank you, Miss Tammy. My name is Jackie Martin. I am a licensed beauty professional, and I am from her home state of Dayton, Ohio. I am sitting in 8-degree weather with about 6 inches of snow on the ground. So yeah, we in Ohio. Tomorrow I think it's supposed to be 40 degrees, and then we're going back in the deep freezer. So if anybody is in the Midwest, please up your vitamin C, because y'all know we gonna be sniffing and snorting, and it's all kind of crazy stuff running around in the air. With all that being said, thank you, Miss Tammy, for having us on your show. As I said, my name is Jackie Martin. I am in Dayton, Ohio. You will find me in these internet streets as the Lady Motivator, because my mission is to be a powerful, positive impact, influence in the lives of everyone that I come in contact with, but especially women. I am honored to be Amazon bestseller with these beautiful, amazing women. For beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Mm-hmm. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I can work in all disciplines of the beauty industry. I have done nails. That is not my platform. That is not my ministry. That platform, that palette is a little too small for me. I love skin, and my first love is hair. I have been in the business over 30 years now. Yeah, wow. Time sure does fly. And I have had many women sit down in my chair. And I don't think of my chair as just a money-making seat, though it is. But my chair has been the ministry seat for many women. Everybody knows when you go to the beauty salon, you go to the hair salon, that is your time. And a good stylist is going to hold space for her clients to allow them to decompress, allow them to share, allow them to cry. The stories that women have shared with me in my chair and at the shampoo bowl have been some of the most impactful, and at the same time, heartbreaking stories that I have heard. The industry I have worked all over the industry. So I have been behind the chair. I am a licensed educator. So I also help shape and form future beauty professionals. I have worked in the administration in the cosmetology education factor, in the cosmetology education field. And I have built many relationships with the state board. I have built relationships with many manufacturers, and actually gotten to sit in the presence of some of the industry's majorly known people, such as Tabitha Coffee and Kim Kimball, if anybody knows about LA Hair. So my experience is vast. And at this point in time, I got in this project because I feel like it's time for me to pivot from behind the chair to pour into the next generation, because being an educator in the field, I see that there's great technique, there's great products, but what I see lacking is the business side. I had artists in my class that were 18 years old and had maybe one job, and they were talking about, I'm going to graduate, Miss Jackie, and I'm going to open up my own shop. And they don't even know how to run a bank account. They have no business training. And so you check the statistics, a lot of salons, not just here in Dayton, Ohio, they open up and within a year they're closed. And it's not because they're poor hairstylists. It's because they a lot of them don't know how to manage their money or run a business. And so I like to bridge the gap between talent and business and find a common ground so that beauty professionals can build a successful business. And if you watch YouTube or you check out any of the social media going on right now as far as the beauty industry, it ain't always looking all that great. I'm just saying. And so I think now is a pivotal time. I think all the ladies here would agree that we are in a revolutionary moment where things are changing down to the minute, fine grain items in our lives. And so, in this industry, if you ain't changing, you ain't growing, and you will get left behind. And so this is an opportunity for new beauty professionals to grow, thrive, and build beautiful businesses. And I like to balance all of that, like my beautiful friend up here said, with self-care. She talks to you about self-love, and I typically speak to people about their mindset, because the conversations that we have with ourselves sometimes can be classified as self-abuse. And sometimes we need to turn that volume down and address some of our core beliefs. If you look at the word beliefs, there's the BE, and in the middle of your beliefs is the LIE, the lie. So what lies have you and I, myself, what lies have we adopted and operate from that no longer serve us? What needs to be let go of in 2025 so we can thrive? And with that, I'm going to shut up and pass the mic.
Wow.
Thank
Wow.
you.
That's good.
And I thank you for sharing, Miss Jackie, all of the intricates about why you do what you do and why you feel it's so important to elevate the next generation. That is really important. Thank you so much. Miss Dwan, come on, man. Where are you? I'm excited. I heard much about, I want to hear more. Please, where are you? And introduce yourself to our audience.
Absolutely. Just a blessing to be here. Miss Tammy, you're just so beautiful. I just want to say that, and thank you for having us. I am in Fulton, Kentucky. I just moved from Tennessee, but I came full circle. I was born in Fulton, Kentucky, and so I ended up right back here in Fulton, Kentucky, which God knows what He has planned for us. So it's just been a blessing. And I'm in the anthology with these very, very talented and wonderful women that God led me to. It's just simple as that, because I came in from a client perspective because I have alopecia, and I wasn't. I was born with hair. I had hair up until I was 20 something years old, but it's still an immune disease that attacks your hair follicles with chemicals, and it actually runs in our family. But I try to educate my nieces, my nephews, or whatever, watch these chemicals that you put in your head, because in the beauty industry, they really didn't know about that. I've done a lot of research, and these back in the day, I'm old school, I'm 60, so back in the day there were jerry curls, there were perms, things like that were really not good for Black women and their hair. And so before you know it, you're thinking about being beautiful and pretty, and you get in there, and then later on in life, I actually was in my 20s before I started seeing the actual effects of alopecia on my scalp, and started out with sores, and then it just went downhill from there. But now so many, it's so much more education. We have, the internet, we have social media, and more studies that can help women. And this just doesn't attack. It has alopecia attacks. It has no gender respect. It could attack men, women, children, adults, and any ethnic background. But for some reason, the majority is like African Americans. So I don't know. And I believe it's because of the chemicals and stuff that we try to put in our hair. And I always love. I came up in in sorry, so like a southern ghetto, but I didn't have the access to or money to go to a beautician. So I was able to go to like doctors and everything to kind of help me. And the doctor, the last specialist I went through, because I was working in my workplace, provided the insurance. But they were telling me that I'm sorry, I wish there was a magic pill I could give you, but there's nothing that's going to make your hair grow back. And you have this alopecia, but you can wear wigs for the rest of your life. So that was devastating to hear at 20 years old. But it has paved the way. I've met so many people on this journey to help encourage them, because people can be mean. They pick at you because you're bald headed, like Elisha in the Bible. They picked at him because they call him bald head, and it's heartbreaking. But you have to learn to love yourself and accept what you're going through, and that God loves you just as much as He loves everybody else, bald head and all. And He still, even if you ain't got a few strands on your head, He still know the number of hairs on your head. He still loves us as well as He loves the next person. And Tammy, I wanted to say this because you talked about the Red Cross. I'm a Red Cross volunteer. I've been a Red Cross volunteer for over 20 years. And that CPR has helped me save 3 lives over the course of that. And I'm just thankful for that. And thank you for, shouting out to the American Red Cross. And it is important when you give blood. Blood has helped my husband several times for transfusions. So I just want to thank you for shouting out to the Red Cross.
Thank you for being the hero you are, sister. I get to share information, but when folks stand up, show up, and rise up, it makes a difference. Let me tell you.
Amen.
And I appreciate all of you for introducing yourself from the different states that you're in. Isn't this amazing? I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. So we literally are all in different states. And how powerful it is that the common theme is still how to impact the next level, or somebody else, or a young person, or an old person. It's just an impact. So
Yes.
let's talk about it. I got to ask each of you this question. If you would, what is your chapter about in the anthology, and why did you write it? We'll start with you this time, Dwan.
And thank you, Tammy. Yes, so it was just a blessing how I came upon this anthology. It was literally God. I was like scrolling on in Facebook, and then me and Dr. Tanya, and I just like kind of reached out to her, just like a general question, but she called me. We actually had a phone call conversation about an hour, like in the wee hours of the morning, and I just loved her sharing that story. So she encouraged me, and we talked, and I said, well, I want to let people know, because alopecia, I know people are like, oh, it's just hair loss, you could put on a wig, but no, that it really touches your and affects your self-esteem, your people, like, you see all these people so beautiful, and it's hair. I know people are like, oh, it's just hair. Well, it is hair, but when you don't have the ability to grow hair, and you don't know what it's like to have your when you can't have your hair shampooed or your hairstyle the way you want it, and you have to do wear wigs or whatever, but when you are connected with good, loving, kind, beautiful, the beauty, I call them beauty artists because they're beauty artists because they have that gift and they listen to you and and I love these women because they feel what you're talking about and they feel what you're going through and they're gonna, you know, do their best to just make you feel beautiful, and I just love it.
That's
So the reason I
beautiful.
wrote this chapter is to share their experience for people to get hope, other people to get hope, and also the beauty artists let them know that what you do is not done in vain, because we love it, and there are people who appreciate you, and there's nothing like that smile and that hope and that just pure joy and just thankfulness that comes when y'all make us look so pretty.
Isn't that something, Dwan? Well said. And I love your heart for wanting to share gratitude with those who do this work because I'm sure they don't hear thank you a lot. So to know that you took this opportunity to put some shine on them is so beautiful. What's the name of your chapter in the anthology?
My name is called my alopecia journey, my
I
story.
love that.
Mhm.
My alopecia, I'm going to check it out. I'm looking forward to it. And thank you for that. Okay, we wanted Miss Jackie. What's the title of your chapter in the book? And why did you feel it was important to write?
Okay, so my chapter title is Beauty Business Master. And mm, the overview of what the chapter is about is really my own journey, from start up to right now, about the beauty industry. So the chapter starts off, talking about my first experience as a 12-year-old child when my auntie took me to the beauty salon, and the lady, she did my hair. She really made me feel great because my aunt took me on a Saturday morning, and the lady at that time, her salon was in her home. It was sectioned off. It was a salon, but it was another part of her home. And so we got there early in the morning, and the lady turned the cartoons on for me and had a bowl of cereal and some milk there for me while she serviced my auntie. And she got me in the chair and put me up on the little stool, the little seat for kids. And she shampooed my hair, and that's when hairstylists would turn you away from the mirror. And I remember how I felt when she turned me around. It was just like, oh, and I wanted to make other people feel the same way. And that is where that journey started at.
Wow.
And it picks up. I am also a Army veteran. I was in the military for 14, little over 14 years. And I am a mother of two, grandmother of two. And my journey, I started hair school when I was in high school. And, we young, dumb, and reckless sometimes. And I completed the first year, and then I decided I wanted to go see the world because I knew there was more to life than just Dayton, Ohio. And the way for me to do that was to join the military, because they're going to give me 3 hots and a cot and a roof over my head and a paycheck, and I'm going to get to travel on their dime and meet all kind of people, which I did. And I came home from overseas. I had my first daughter, and when she was almost 2 years old, I was deployed to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and I was gone for almost a year. I got home right before her second birthday, and I went to hair school, and I had went to hair school before that, graduated, completed the 1,800 hours that I needed, and I got deployed, and I came back home. And when I went to state board to figure out how do I take my test, is when they told me that all of my hours expired and I had to start the whole program over again. So I had to, life be life, and I had kids and work, and gotta. My mother told me, if you're gonna lay down, if you're gonna lay down and make them babies, you're gonna stand up and take care of them babies. So going to hair school for another year kind of was off the table for a while, and then opportunity met convenience, and I was able to go back for another 1,800 hours. I think I literally have about 4,000 hours in hair school, and the state of Ohio only require 1,800. It's even lower now, but I got my hours to be a managing cosmetologist. And so the story goes on from there to talk about some of my encounters that I've had and my transition point where I'm transitioning from behind the chair to being a educator, a facilitator, a mentor for future generations. And I just recently stepped into permanent jewelry. So I am a permanent jewelry artist, and that is something that's launching and growing as I'm growing that business as we speak, because this is literally a new venture. And I have coined it timeless shimmers. And so I create jewelry pieces with meaning. So permanent jewelry is claspless jewelry. So you're not taking it off. You can cut it off, but it's not something that you're going to take on and off all the time. And so when people come and make pieces with me, those pieces have meanings. They mark some sort of memorable moment in your life, an event, a marriage, a girl's trip, a birth, whatever might be that moment. So I have coined it shimmer with a meaning. So timeless shimmer. So we gonna shimmer with a meaning. So for me, I have on my own bracelets that remind me of my own journey. And as it goes on, probably at the end of the year, I'll probably put another charm on here just to mark my own journey. It's almost like my own version of a Pandora bracelet, kind of, sort of.
Beautiful.
So I can be a chatty Cathy. So that's a bit about my story and how I got in this anthology. And the way I was introduced to it is by my bestie up. Okay, so full disclosure, myself and my buddy above me, Robin David, we grew up together. We have been friends over 30 years. We have walked through a lot of life together. And so I love that woman with all of my heart. She has caught my tears and prayed for me, and I have caught her tears and prayed for her. Our kids have been raised together. So she was the one that turned me on to the anthology and invited me to be a part of the journey. And I thank you, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to shut up now and pass the mic to my beautiful one.
Jackie, that is so powerful.
Oh, Jackie.
First, thank you for your service, Jackie. First, thank you for your selfless service to our country, protecting our borders, all that you've done. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
It's absolutely major. And to know you were a mom at the time and still had ambitions about how to deal with the beauty industry, to me is just so admirable. So thank you for all that you're doing. But yeah, we're going to jump to your bestie over here. I think it's
She has an amazing story herself.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, Jackie, she's the best, y'all. Like, listen, I don't know who she's talking about, but herself. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie's everything, y'all. I've been blessed beyond measure to have you as my friend for all those years, over 30 plus years. So thank you for everything you do and have added to my life. So I'm so happy. I was just thanking my blessings the other day. I said, am my bestie in this book with me, God? You know you amazing, God. You know what I'm saying? He's amazing. So yes, we have shared tears, prayer, and we are here together. And we are now, what are we now, bestie? You always talk.
Amazon bestsellers.
We're Amazon bestsellers. That's what she always say. I love that. It makes me happy. Thank you, Jackie. You are the best woman and friends some woman can have. I can't tell y'all how she's been there every minute of everything she just mentioned. So yeah, we appreciate you, and she's the best. So just to tell a little bit about me on this journey, like I said, we were all excited. God aligned us on purpose. After being in the industry, so my title is, I had to look it up and everything. Lord, what is my title again? I got so excited, and it's such an honor to be here. So Polished Reflections of a Nail Maven. And so I thought about that. When I thought about that title, I said it fit me, because I've been in this industry so long. I felt like I'm just such an expert in it. Like I love the knowledge about it. I've just been a trailblazer from day one. And Jackie has been there with me because we have both encouraged each other to get our license. And I watched her do hair. She helped me with nails. So being in that I decided to use that title. And then it just inspired me by my own journey for self-discovery, right? Because when I said yes to it, I was discovering myself, and it taught me resilience because, each and every day you get to work with different people, and then you're having your own life happen. And so I was overcoming challenges. Got in the industry very young, as Jackie had mentioned. We were in high school together. She went off to the salute because we were supposed to do the buddy plan there, but I didn't. That's why I'm saying y'all don't know. She gets 100%. All the applause go to Jackie because I was in ROTC, but I said I would be a civilian. I couldn't do it, but I was praying for her and sending letters, and then God reunited us. So I'm so happy and appreciate everything she's done for our country. And so we got through that part, finally got licensed. Once we got licensed, dealing with, learning that I found imperfections in myself in the beauty industry, and learning to love myself through the whole trials of life. Raising children, I'm a mother of 5. I'm a former salon owner, own my own salon, raising kids at the same time. It was very challenging. So when I wrote the chapter, I really wanted the readers to understand that in my journey, yes, balancing motherhood and career and being a leader in the business and in the beauty industry, I wanted to reflect on the transformation of self-love, how you really had to just learn to accept yourself, feel good about yourself, and also practice those self-care daily routines. I always felt like women always say, well, I'm too busy. And I was like, well, you take baths, right? Like, yeah. And I was like, well, take a slow down and take you an essential bath, right? Or burn you a candle. So I've always started to add those things into my daily rituals. And so I would do my skincare. So I always wanted to, just teach women we had to make time to put that mask on ourselves, because it's truly, like you said, coined my own sacred balance, meaning that I knew that we needed to eat correctly. We needed to work out. We needed to make sure we did those things for ourselves and our customers, right? Because I find that if we didn't do those things and actually practice those things on myself, like self-care, skincare, eating better, exercising, those are the things that I practice myself. So I was teaching women, you have to do these things in order for you to be able to handle, and stay in tune with the Most High God, your spiritual person, and filling yourself in your cup, making sure you pray. And we were always prayer partners. We always been prayer partners from day one. Jackie and I we always did prayer. So it was always about praying and then seeking God. So in the story, I wanted the women to really understand that confidence didn't only come from how you dress yourself up, but it's how you feel from the inside. So you really have to really look within and learn how to nurture that confidence. And so that's one of the things I'm hoping that people will take out of the book, take away from my story in the book. It just talks about how I really moved from different regions to another region, and how you really still have to keep your faith, because every region is different. I mean, actually, when I was in Ohio, I had a different network. And so it was easy and effortlessly. It felt like peace and favor. But when I moved to Tennessee, it was a lot of struggle, challenge, and it was a lot of disheartening moments and places, I really had to know that God is with me and that He will never leave me nor forsake me. So it was a lot of challenges that I had to really, really cry out to God and also show up for my customers. So so it was really one of the things when you read my chapter. I'm hoping that you will realize as a woman, society says beauty is, what you wear and the how you put it together. But when you really look within, I say the beauty starts from within. And that's what I hope that most women will get when they read my story and see the challenges that I've had to face and come through. So that's what I'm hoping that people will take home and realize that beauty is something that's cultivated from within. And your trials and your challenges are just the indicator that you can overcome and you can still be worthy, even though you have faced a lot of different challenges. Because as women, we go through divorce, we go through so many different things, raising our children, trying to get it on our feet. So I feel like my story is one of those stories that will help women know that you just keep loving yourself and keep putting that mask on yourself and caring for yourself, and you too will overcome. So that's what I'm hoping that they'll get out of their personal development.
Wow, beautiful. Listen, all of you, let me be the one to first say thank you for putting pen to paper and pouring yourselves on paper. For allowing your stories to transcend time. It's a book now. It's a book, and at this point, someone in 100 years is gonna pick it up and have your story, right? And at the moment that they need it, it's gonna touch them and resonate. Your story, your journey. And one of the things about being an author is most of the time you impact people you will never meet. How amazing is that? That you're so walking in your purpose that it could be a book that someone gets and reads in Switzerland or
Yes.
in Johannesburg or someplace that you'll never meet these folks. But it still is everything from your heart dripping on those pages. So I want to thank you for answering and saying yes and sharing your story. Before I let you all go, I've got to do this. We often get folks who watch our shows and we get emails and messages from individuals who, to use someone's words, where life be life.
Yeah.
There are some folks who are dealing with some really hard moments in life right now. Many people haven't recovered from the pandemic. Many folks are dealing with sickness in their bodies and they're watching this show.
Mm-hmm.
Or they just buried their precious loved one and they're watching right now. Or they're struggling trying to figure out how paycheck to paycheck can work and they're watching this show. Or maybe they're dealing with anxiety and depression and the different stresses of life. With the thought that there are folks who need hope, I want to ask each of you if you can please pour into them, maybe for a minute or two. I can give each of you about 2 minutes just to share your heart and encourage someone else who might need to hear what you have to say. I'm going to start with you, Jackie, and then I'm going to go to Robin and end with Duane. But all I'm asking is, could you pour into our viewers right now some hope? Take it away, Jackie.
Of course, I am the lady motivator. Of course, I will pour. Of
That's it.
course. And the first thing that I want to pour is I, I want I want you beautiful women to understand that you cannot pour from an empty well. You It is a necessity, not an option for you to take. You could take 10 minutes out of your day just to inhale, exhale, and allow yourself to feel the feels and allow yourself to heal the heals. And it's okay. You deserve to give yourself grace and forgiveness. And forgiveness starts with you, with I, because forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. Because holding on, we, especially as women, we bite our tongue, we suppress and we depress and we hold it in and we keep it cute and we like to be mindful and demure. And sometimes you just need to ugly cry and get it out. And it's okay. I just want you to know that it is okay. And weeping might endure for a season, but joy is coming in the morning. And the question I'm going to shut up with is, outside of anyone else and anything else, what brings you joy that doesn't require anyone else or anything else? I want you to figure that out, and I want you to make it your business to do that thing at least once a week or once a month, so you can spark the joy, bubble it up on the inside of you. And when you bubble that energy up on the inside of you, when you do better, everything around you does better. So take that moment to find the joy and some gratitude for who you are, and that the fact that you are on this earth right now for such a time as this.
Wow, amazing. Robin, thank you, Jackie. Are you muted, Robin?
Yes, I apologize. I was
It's
muted.
okay.
So what I would say for sacred balance is 3 points that I want to leave you, ladies and gentlemen. This is for ladies, and I want you to start your day with intention. It's how you start your day is really going to be important. If you're having a lot of things hit you all at once, when you wake up the next morning, it's how you start your day. You know, you get that call. Unfortunately, I've had that call that, unfortunately, some of you may not know, 10 years ago, my youngest son was shot and killed. It was senseless, but I had to learn to start my day with intention. The joy of the Lord is your strength. So yes, like Jackie said, feel everything, feel all the emotions you need to. But when you wake up in the morning and you feel angry, that's okay. Sit in it for a minute. Feel the anger, identify why you feel that way, and decide to shift that before you leave the house, right? Decide to cast that care over to the Lord, give it to the Most High. So one of the things I would say is have a self-care ritual. Start your day with intention. I intend for this to be a good day. I intend to feel good. Now, you might not feel good when you wake up. You can feel angry, mad, disappointment. All those are true feelings. Don't just denounce them and say, oh, that's not how. No, but then decide, no, but I intend to have a better day. And that's how you just got to start that day off early. Get up early before you get on the phone, before you start strolling. One thing I would say to start your intention is to have an area. It could be your sacred area where you have a candle, your journal, your Bible. Sit there for 3 to 5 minutes before you start interacting with your children, before you start answering your emails, before you start embracing your husband or your mate. Because before you start doing all that, you want to make that time solo between you and the Most High, and get up maybe 10 minutes before everybody in your home. So that's the first thing I would say. Secondly, quickly, I would say soft communication. Speak to yourself with love. Speak to yourself with kind words. Just like you would tell your best friend you can do it, tell yourself that. Say, I can do this. Just like you would tell your best friend if that was them that was getting a divorce or lost their son or their child or was burying someone. Remember to be gentle with yourself. So number 2, soft communication. Speak to yourself and others with love. Be kind to other people, even though you're hurting. Sometimes it's you don't have to project that anger on other people. Number 3, set boundaries. Learn to say no to protect your energy. Saying no, practice it. It's okay. Say it with grace. No, I'm not interested today. No, I'm not available today. If it doesn't fit my mission or my purpose, I'm easily saying no it doesn't work for me. I'm not available. It's just start saying it. It'll get easier every time you say no. If it's something that you're taking yourself to do for other people and you're not consciously wanting to be there, it affects the whole function. It'd be so better if you say no, because the person that need to be there will be there, and you'll be working on what you need to heal on. If you need to just go home from work and heal, just say no. You ain't got to explain to people no with no feedback. No, not because I got to do for my kids. No,
it is a whole sentence.
It's a complete sentence. Yes.
So that's it. Set boundaries and learn to say no to protect your own healing process. And that's it for me.
That is awesome, Robin. No, thank you. Absolutely. Dewan, can you wrap us up sharing hope with someone who just needs to feel it right now?
Amen. Thank you. And all glory, praise to Lord Jesus. Some people, when they're faced, me, one of them, when they're faced with such devastation, such tragedies, and I know we can tell them, do this or do that, but it doesn't resonate with them. And that's when I would just pray that God touch their heart, give them a message, give them hope, help them to see inside themselves that they are not alone. This chapter in this anthology has just been a beginning of a prayer of my full story, and I will be working on that, and that's just to bring hope to people. In my prayer, in the darkest time of my life, when the enemy tried to kill me through people I loved, I'm a survivor of abuse and multiple abuse. And, and just this alopecia story is just where I got picked on about my abuse and my, my autoimmune disease. And I just said a simple prayer, and I want you guys to know, you don't have to know him, but he know you. And my simple prayer was like, Lord, please come see about me. And he showed up, and he has given me strength. The journey has not been easy, and it's not going to be a bed of roses every day. But I promise you, he is there. He is listening. And when you don't know what to say, just say, Lord, come see about me. If you're real, come see about me. And then you're going to know in your heart he's real, because he called you to him to even say that prayer. And these little babies, I don't know, my heart goes out mostly to the kids who got this, because kids can be mean in school, y'all know, and they just like pick at them, and they don't know why they look different from other people. And and their mothers and their fathers, they're just trying to encourage them. And it was a little girl in Nashville, they picked at her and snatched her wig off her head, and through this alopecia. And so I just want them to know that God still knows the number of hairs on your head, even if you ain't got any. He knows your heart, and he loves you. And do not be ashamed of who you are, because you belong to him, whether you know him or not. Again, he knows you, and he's going to draw you to him. He's going to send people in your life to send you messages and just point the light to him.
Wow.
And I just want to just encourage y'all. You're not alone. You're never alone, even though you feel alone.
That's beautiful.
The Lord Jesus is with you. He loves you, and I love y'all.
Thank you so much, Dewan. Thank you, all of the authors. That's our show. Get your copy of Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder today. Stay encouraged and keep making a difference. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Thank you.